Hello, my name is Amber and I am a certified yoga instructor at the University of Cincinnati. Today we're going to be doing something a little different for our yoga practice. We're going to be playing around with some chair yoga. So this is just going to be something really good for you if maybe you have an injury you're healing from or some kind of physical limitation that might prevent you from being able to access a traditional yoga practice. That yoga can still be available for you and you can still get some of those benefits from the yoga practice, even just from a seat. This is also a good practice for you to do if you're like in an office setting or you just need a little break from studying or working on something at your desk. This is something you can do anywhere that you're seated in a chair, to just kind of get yourself stretched out and feeling some of those feel-good benefits of our yoga practice. So if you want to come over here, you can really wear any clothes for this. So I'm just wearing not really traditional yoga clothes today, so you can just be wearing yoga clothes, something comfy, or if you're in like office attire, work clothes, or really whatever. Maybe not a dress or skirt, okay, with some of these exercises might not work so well, but pants, pants, shorts, whatever, are definitely fine. Or if you're just at home, then who cares, anything goes. Of course, feel free to have some water or anything if you'd like. And just do what you can here. Of course, if you do have an injury or something like that and any of these things are hurting you or don't feel available to you, then just skip it and move to the next. Most of these we're going to move through fairly quickly. So this is just meant to be something different for you to try. These are also, again, just ideas of things you can do at your desk if you're feeling a little stiff or tight. So yeah, just something fun to play around with. So let's just start by finding your comfortable seats. I'm sitting in my chair here. Any kind of chair is fine. Preferably one that has a back is good, but work with what you have, of course. And just sit with your upright spine. So just find a comfortable seat. Crown of your head lengthens up and your sitting bones are rooted down. So you'll notice that a lot of times in our yoga practice, we'll do something called Tadasana, or mountain pose, where we're finding a really good posture. So instead of standing here, we're essentially doing the same thing, just from our seat rooting up. So our sitting bones are still rooting down towards the seat, towards the earth, while at the same time the crown of your head's lengthened up. Shoulders relax down and back, so we're still finding a good posture. Everything kind of neatly stacked. So if you find your chin coming forward a little bit, that's pretty common. Just gently slide it back in line with the rest of your spine. So just kind of try to find that. If you can, try to engage your core just a tiny bit to support your spine so you're not getting any pinching or pain in your back here. Of course, I like to sit, I've got like a little blanket on my chair just to give me a little more extra lift through my hips, so you could play around with something like that as well. So just find a comfortable seat for you. And we're just going to start by connecting with our breath. So whatever your day is like right now, whatever you're going through, or especially if you're recovering from an injury or dealing with any kind of physical limitations at this time, just try to find that breath can really be good for reaping those mental health benefits as well. So let's just start by taking a big sigh in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Just kind of let it release, let it loose, let it go. Still, one more time, big breath in through your nose. And exhale out. It's called our lion's breath. And then from here, we'll move into our steady rhythmic breath, or your 4-count breath. So just gently breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. And breathe out. And just try your best to stay with this steady, rhythmic breath as best as you can throughout today's practice. Maybe inhale left, exhale go, if that feels good to you. And as you sit with this breath, maybe start to set an intention for your practice today, something that feels uplifting, something that feels maybe soothing or just positive in general to you. And as you sit with this breath and this intention, We'll start with some little stretches here. Start to move the body from our chair. So inhale, reach your arms overhead and just really lengthen. Stretch your fingertips up to the sky as high as you can. Exhale, release down, moving with your breath. And one more time, inhale up. And exhale, bring it back down. And from here, we'll inhale, loop your shoulders up by your ears, and exhale down and back. Again, inhale up and back, releasing any stiffness in our shoulders. Just one more time, or you could even do this a few more times if you want. And then when you're ready, just allow your shoulder blades to relax down your back. And then just start to shake your head yes a little bit. Shake your head no. Check in with your neck here. Any tension there. And then from here, still sitting with your upright spine, we're just going to gently slide your right ear towards your right shoulder, getting a nice stretch all through the side of your neck here. It's again optional to stay right here. Maybe, just maybe, if you want to, you could slide that right arm up and over and just gently slide it along the side of your head. Remember, we're not pushing anything down or forcing anything to happen here. Just kind of letting gravity do its thing. This one can take a little patience. Sometimes I find myself wanting to rush out of this one, but I find I really get the most benefit when I stay here for at least a few breaths. So let's just stay here for a couple more breaths, allowing your body to relax. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, the most integral part of our yoga practice really is the breath. So we're still doing that. We're still incorporating the breath even from our seat. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release your hand if it's on top. And slide your chin back through neutral. And then we'll move to the other side. So this time, just slide your left ear towards your shoulder. And then, of course, optional, you can stay right here. Try to keep your shoulders still relaxed down. Maybe you slide that left arm up and over along the side of your head, if and only if that feels good to you. If anything feels like too much, again, let go of any pressure. We're not trying to prove anything. We're just trying to take care of our mental and physical well-being through this practice. Take a couple more breaths here wherever you're at. One more breath in. And exhale, release your hand. If you haven't already, slide your chin back through center. And come back up to neutral. We'll do one more little head stretch, neck type of release thing here. So let's just inhale, tilt your chin up toward the ceiling, still keeping the upright spine, feeling a stretch along your front of your neck. And next breath, come back up, inhale. And exhale your chin down to your chest, chest to your chin. This time feeling that stretch along the back of your neck. Try to keep your shoulders still relaxed down away from your ears. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll slide your chin over toward your left shoulder. And you can always either pause right here, or maybe if and only if it feels good to you, you can start to slide your chin, or slide all the way back. We're just coming into a half roll here, little circles. So eventually make your way back through center and over to the right. Nice and easy. Take your time. We'll do a couple more of these here. Really good for getting into any tension in the neck, especially if you've been at a desk, maybe staring at a computer screen or something like that. You really get stiff through our neck and shoulders. Just taking this time. It doesn't take that much time, but just taking even just a few minutes to do something like this can be so good for us. If you have any kinks or little areas of tension or pressure, that's okay. It's pretty normal as long as there isn't any pain. And then eventually, in your own time, you'll make your way back down through the center and come back up to neutral here, back to where we started. So, another thing, inhale, reach your arms overhead. And just clasp your hands together. You can see me here on the camera, but my hands clasped together. And then exhale, just stretch out over to the left side, stretch. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale back to center. And exhale, release your arms down. Maybe I like to do a few shoulder rolls after that, maybe. Okay, and then we're actually going to do another seated shoulder stretch here. So take your right arm forward. And we're going to bring your left arm forward as well and just bring it underneath. So your left arm underneath your right and link your left elbow underneath your right elbow. And then gently slide that right arm out to the left side. And if you can, turn your head to look out over your right shoulder. So we're not pulling or forcing on this arm or shoulder, okay? You're just kind of letting it relax down, do its thing. This is kind of a more subtle stretch, so you may or may not feel it here. But again, another great thing to do at a desk, on an airplane even, you know, if you're doing that, or any time that you're stuck seated and need a little extra help for some shoulder stiffness. Let's take another breath in. And exhale, release, just kind of shake out your arms a little bit from side to side, and then other side. Let's bring that left arm up. Slide the right arm underneath and slide it over. Take a couple of breaths here. And then, of course, when you're ready, just exhale, release, and just kind of shake it out here a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to do a seated cat cow from here. So you're likely familiar with the cat cow on hands and knees, but there's also a seated version that you may or may not be aware of. So from your seat, you can take your hands to your knees. And then shoulders relax down, backs up tall. And then from here, you're going to inhale into your cow. So draw your shoulders back, open up through your chest, maybe even look up a little bit here. Kind of draw your tailbone back behind you. Draw your shoulder blades together. So it's kind of like we're coming into that cow motion, but just from a seat. Okay, and then exhale the cat, draw your shoulders a little bit forward, draw your navel into your spine, and kind of arch your spine here, like this. Coming into kind of like a cat stretch. Inhale, open your chest, lift it up into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Just do a couple more of these, moving with the breath. It's going to be so good. Feels so nice on your spine. And then make your way back up to neutral once again. So, do a seated forward fold here. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, we're just going to take your hands out in front of you and just nice and simple. If you can, maybe put your feet on or towards the floor. And just fold over your legs. If it's more comfortable to you, you can always take your legs out wider. Might even feel a little more stretch in your legs and your thighs doing this option. So different variations can work for different people. And come forward. Maybe you would take your hands to like the floor or to a table if you have that. Or just to your feet, your legs, just depending on your situation. And feel that stretch length through your spine. And breathe in. Breathe out. Take another breath or two here. Just kind of turn inward. Maybe come back to that intention. Back to the idea of taking this time out to take really good care of yourself. It's a really good idea. And then when you're ready, inhale, you can just kind of bring your hands back up to your knees and slowly roll it all the way back up to your seat where we started. Now we're going to do a little bit of a little lower body stretch here, kind of like a seated pigeon. So start seated with your knees bent in front of you and your feet on the floor, sitting with your upright spine. I'm going to lift your right foot, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Place your right foot on your left thigh, sliding that right knee out away from your body. So it's going to look kind of like this, if you can see what I'm doing here. And then optional, you could stay right here. If you're already feeling a stretch, opening your hips, or you're stretching your legs, you can stay right here. Or if you want to go a little deeper, you can even start to come forward a little bit at a time over your legs. See if you feel a stretch or release there. I definitely feel it. It feels good. Things loosening up. Let's just take a couple more breaths here. Try to keep that top foot flexed if you can. The other foot can just stay on the floor. If you want, you can also kind of use your elbow, like your right elbow, to kind of press down a little bit on that right knee, if that feels good. Of course, if it feels like too much, don't go there. That can also enhance the stretch, make it a little more intense. Breathe in. Breathe out, let go. Inhale, start to make your way all the way back up to your seat. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So just release that foot, release that leg back down. And then bring your left knee in, foot to your thigh, knee out to the side away from your body. And of course, option 1, so you can stay right here. This can feel really nice. Or option 2, maybe you come forward. If you have a desk or something in your way, you can even just rest on your desk too, okay? So there are different options available. Coming into this nice little stretch, hip opener, kind of seated chair, pigeon variation here. Let it feel good. And feel really good about taking time to do this on your lunch break or in between things or whatever. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more breath here. And any amount is fine. And then inhale, start to make your way all the way back up to your seat. And then we'll just release that foot back down to the floor. So this next part, well, I'm going to feel a little silly maybe doing this. You might too. But we're going to just do some slow leg stretches from our chair. Gotta get into our lower body a little bit more. So if you have a back on your chair, of course be careful, but you might find it more comfortable to sit against the back of your chair. Of course, be mindful that you're not going to fall over or anything. And then from here, what I'm going to do is just lift that right leg, stretch it out in front of you however much you can, and then take your hands behind your knee or to your hamstring, the back of your leg. Let's point and flex your foot for a moment. Just give your foot a little bit of attention. And then from here, just start to stretch your leg out. Maybe bring it in towards you if you can. A little bit here, getting a nice little stretch through your hamstring. One. And then you can stay here. Maybe take your leg out to the side. And then the center. The other side. So whatever you can do here. Side to side or just center. And then if you haven't already, let's just pause at center again. Breathe in. And exhale, release it. And then the other leg, we'll bring it out and lift it on up, reach for it. Point and flex that foot. And then bring it in just however much you can. This is going to vary by person. Some of you might be bringing your foot all the way up by your head if you have looser hamstrings than I do, or you might be doing less than I am here. It also depends on what kind of clothes you're wearing. Again, whatever your physical state is right now, so don't force it. And of course, if this isn't right for you, then just skip this one. No big deal. Let's stay with your breath, and we'll move on to the next one in a minute here. And then optional, of course, to go out to one side, and the other side. You might feel silly doing this, okay, especially if you're in public, but hey, I'm doing it on the internet, so there's that. So just to consider. Sometimes it's better to worry less about what other people think of us and focus on what we think of ourselves and how we're taking care of ourselves. Just a little food for thought. Wherever you're at, let's take one more breath in. Maybe bring the leg in a little closer. Feel that stretch. And exhale. Just release it down, let it go. You can kind of shake out your legs a little here if you want to. Kind of shake it out if that feels good. We like to have fun here in our yoga practice. Doesn't have to be too serious. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, send your right hand to your left knee and just turn to look back behind your shoulder. Ideally, you're not sitting against the back of your chair. Again, you're sitting with your upright spine and looking out over your shoulder. As always, you want to inhale to sit up tall first, lengthen your spine first, even though you're twisting, and exhale to twist looking out over your shoulder. And we'll take a couple of breaths here in a seated twist. And inhale, look forward, gently unwind from your twist. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, send it to the other side. Turn to look out over your shoulder. Remember, we're still lengthening up through the crown of our head, even though we're going into a twist. And again, any amount is fine. Inhale, look forward, gently unwind from your twist. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. This time, exhale, send your hands behind you. If you can, try to clasp your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and open up through your chest. So we're kind of coming into a little back bend here. So just for reference, this is what it looks like. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, clasp my hands behind, opening up through my chest from my seat. Let's take one more nice breath in here. Exhale, let it loose. And then another optional thing you can do from your seat, just take your hands to, if you want another back bend, take your hands to the to your lower back or to your waist. Inhale, sit up tall. Again, lengthen your spine, draw your shoulders back, and just kind of come into a little modified seated camel here. So again, just kind of slide your back a little bit behind you, and then kind of come onto the floor for a sec to show you what this looks like. And make sure there isn't any pinching or pain in your lower back here. So draw your hips forward from your chair as much as you can. Draw your shoulders back. Lift up through your chest, lengthen, and then go back from there. So one more breath in wherever you're at here. And exhale, come back up. And then any little movements, stretches that feel good to you. Maybe go from side to side a little bit if that feels good. Let your shoulders loose, let your head loose, let your legs loose, whatever. And then from here, you have a couple of options of what you could do next, but I do encourage you to not skip this part. And what we're going to do from here in our seat is, instead of a traditional Shavasana or a traditional corpse pose Shavasana practice, from your seat, because you might not have access to lying down. If you can do a traditional Shavasana where you lie down, I encourage you to set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and lie down in Shavasana. However, if that's not available to you, from your chair, what you can do is either do a seated meditation, and you can find really good guided meditations on things like Insight Timer, which is a free app that you can get on your smartphone. I definitely recommend checking that out. All kinds of guided meditations, anywhere from like 1 or 2 minutes long all the way up to like over an hour, depending on what you want. So you could either do a guided meditation of your choice, or if you're a little short on time, you can do this practice that we're going to do today, and you can follow along with me. So what we're going to do is just take a few breaths. So just sit up tall. If you want to use the back of your chair, that's fine too. Just let it relax, let your shoulders relax down, and just take a moment to be mindful of your body and the way that you are feeling at this time. So we do from here is just notice your shoulders, let them relax, let your facial muscles relax, your cheeks, your jaw. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice your legs, your torso. You scan your whole body. Notice how you feel. And just try to let everything release and relax, at least for these next few moments. And then we're just going to take 5 easy breaths in a quiet place. So just, it can be whatever natural breath feels good to you through your mouth or your nose. No rules. Just breathe in. Breathe out. I'm going to count with you the next 4 breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Breathe in. Enjoy it. Breathe out. And whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Let's all take one more deep breath in through our nose together. And exhale a big sigh out through your mouth. And just notice if you feel a little more stretched out, a little more relaxed for the rest of your day. And this is a completely different practice, but I've been kind of wanting to do something like this for a while just to keep the practice accessible to everyone. I feel like this is something practical and useful that you might be able to incorporate into your day, even if they're just a few poses here and there that we did today. Maybe you can give them a try and comment down below. Let me know if you tried, how it goes, how it worked for you, if you found this kind of practice helpful. And I will see you next time. As always, take really good care of yourself. Bye.